Hi everyone, welcome back to SmugMug Live. Thank you for joining me again today. This is episode 66, and as always, SmugMug Live is brought to you by SmugMug and Flickr. If you're looking for somewhere to host your images online, to share those images with friends, family and clients, to showcase your images, to have an e-commerce solution, then check out everything we have to offer at smugmug.com. If you're looking to be part of an incredible photo community, then check out everything we have to offer at flickr.com. As always, it's a real pleasure to have you here. I can already see some of you there in the chat window. Give yourself a shout out. Let us know what part of the world you're joining us from. It's great to see that in the chat as always. And do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification. That way you'll be notified whenever we release another episode of SmugMug Live. And if you have a question at any point today, ask it in the chat window. Start it with the word question for me, and I'll be sure to find it in that chat window. And we'll get to them at some point over the next 45 minutes or so. I'm super excited today to be joined by a colleague for another episode of Tips and Tricks here at SmugMug. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Cosmo. Hi Cosmo, how are you?
Great. Hi everybody. It's good to see everybody again. Thank you for inviting me back.
Yeah, it's good to have you. This is the second time I've had the pleasure of having Cosmo join me on the show. Cosmo is our VP of Product at SmugMug, so I'm delighted that you're taking some time to hang out with us here on SmugMug Live. It's been a little while. I think it's been a few months since we had you on the show.
Yeah, probably a couple months ago. Great reveal of the new photo section, a couple other pieces of neat new functionality, and lovely conversation with the crowd. So excited to be back. Thanks.
Yeah, so we'll have a little talk about a few things today. We're going to look at a refreshed and updated version of our macOS Uploader, which we'll do a little demo of. It won't take too long because it's a fairly straightforward app, but we'll give you a little insight into that. And then when we're finished with that, we'll have a little look or a little chat with Cosmo about some of the things we achieved in 2020 and a look ahead at 2021 with some of the goodies that I can maybe make him talk about. A lot of it, we'll see what he's willing to share with his folks. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, how have you been? You're still in the Bay Area, I assume?
I am, yeah. We have, it's raining pretty hard here. So if you hear that in the background, that's what's going on. We've got a great rainstorm, which we really desperately need. So that's good. Unfortunately, we also have super bad windstorms going through here, and it blew over our fence.
Well, at least you have power. I know some of our colleagues lost power in that storm the other day, but being Scottish, I'm not familiar with rain. I don't know what that is. We don't get much of that.
This is the weird color. The sky is not supposed to be gray. It's supposed to be blue.
Yeah, we say the same when it's blue. A lot of familiar faces in the chat window already. Hi, James. Thanks for joining us again. James is a great supporter of the show, joining us from Canyon Lake in California. Again, great supporter of the show is Randy Pollock. Hi, Randy. Good to see you. He's joining us from Tennessee. And then some others giving themselves a shout out. We've got Scott joining us from Illinois.
All right. Shout out to Illinois.
Yeah.
My home state.
Your home state. Cool. And Paulo is joining us from Laguna Beach. Nice part of the world. I hope it's nice there in Laguna Beach at the moment. A little further south than we're used to being. But so the plan, as I mentioned, is to talk about the Mac OS Uploader, which I'm going to do a demo with. And Cosmo, you can talk about the demo while I'm doing it, and hopefully it all works fine because I have to share screens and multitask, and hopefully it all works fine. Hi, Bob. Bob's jumped in from New Jersey. Welcome, Bob. Why did we change the uploader? Why have we refreshed it? I know we're always tinkering, we're always playing with stuff, we're always refreshing it, but what was the reasoning behind this fairly significant refresh of the uploader?
Yeah, the macOS Uploader, it had been, we know it had some crashing problems, in large part because our file types, file sizes continue to get larger and larger. And so we really wanted to use the opportunity this last year to make some significant improvements under the hood, right? So not necessarily always stuff that we see in the user experience itself and that we encounter, but that fixes the way that we upload and manage our photos. So we completely redid the networking and the backbone to how the product allows you to upload those photos. It increased the pipeline, made those photos much easier to upload, so that it should be faster. It should, it shouldn't be crashing anymore. It should, so it's, super stable for your use. We know that people really rely on being able to have this app open, be able to upload your photos, spend a lot of time in both the macOS and the Windows Uploader apps, and use that as a primary source of sort of interacting and engaging with the SmugMug web product. So we really wanted it to be as stable as possible. So a lot of the work that you see going into this was there, in the stability of the way that it works and that networking functionality. We also made some light user experience fixes to make it easier to sort of move around the product, but largely a lot of it is this back end stuff. And I'd love to have people get this demo here, because I think that we've really been trying to make our uploaders, both the macOS uploader and the Windows uploader, a really powerful tool for everybody to use, because we know you're spending a lot of time on that computer. You're spending a lot of time in Lightroom or your other tools, and we want you to be able to fairly seamlessly work on your workflow without having to pop into tons of different places.
Yeah, I mean, the foundation of everything we do starts with people uploading images to their account, and we want to make that as frictionless as possible. And we have lots of great ways people can get their images to our account. The uploader is just one of them. Obviously, you can do it straight from within your account on your browser. You can do it through our incredible Lightroom plugin, which I've demoed here quite extensively on SmugMug Live. And this is just one other way using the uploader. So let's see if this all works. Fingers crossed. So we'll jump over to my other desktop, where I have John Smiley's account open. Don't worry, John is a very good friend of ours. He's actually doesn't even exist. It's just a demo account. So lots of great pictures from our team in this account, so that we can use this freely without any concerns of breaking someone else's site or breaking one of our own. So it's a great demo site to play with. You'll see that I'm logged in, obviously, as John Smiley. And a lot of what I'm going to talk about is going to happen in the extremities of this screen, because they appear various places. But to start with, you're going to have to download the app. So just jump over to the Mac App Store, search for SmugMug, and you will find the Mac uploader there, and you can just download that and get started. Now, one of the things that has changed with this new version, Cosmo, that I think is pretty cool, is that the uploader can now live in the dock. Right, it's never been in the dock before as a proper grown-up app.
Yeah, it's the App Store. This last couple of years, Apple's done a lot of really great things with the way the App Store works, and it's let us really engage with Apple in a much more holistic way. And so that partnership is a lot stronger now, and enables us to be able to have the app actually live in the dock like that, which keeps it front and center for you to be able to easily find, get access to, launch it pretty quickly. We were really excited and proud to be able to get that level up for it.
Yeah, and of course it doesn't have to be in the dock if you don't want it to be, but because we're constantly uploading, then it's great to have it in there. Now, when I open it, a couple of things happen. We get the first window pop up here, but I want to draw people's attention to the taskbar at the top. If you look right at the top of my screen, you can see the little smuggy smiley face there, which is where the old version of this app used to live. That was the only place you could find it, but it's still there, the top of your screen, if you're looking for it there, as well as being in your dock. Now, because I'm already logged in, it already is assigned to this account, but there's a step before that, which I maybe should have demonstrated, but you have to basically log into your SmugMug account from the uploader, and that gets you connected to your SmugMug account. Yeah,
pretty straightforward, just like all the rest of our native apps. So I mentioned Windows, we have the macOS Uploader. We also have apps on pretty much every app store. So same plan there. Download the apps, log into your account, and then it gives you access, forever and everywhere access, which is really important. Yeah. I know for our photographers to be able to get.
I'm going to tempt fate here. I'm actually going to log out. Why not? Let's do the whole thing. So I'm going to log out. just so that people can see what would actually happen. And here you can see it's asking me, the uploader itself is asking me to log in to the account. So I'm just going to hide my screen just for a second, and we'll talk amongst ourselves while I pull up some logins.
Yeah, I want everybody to see the password for that.
Yeah, unless I'm going to
You know,
upload some
while
great
you're
images.
doing that, while you're doing that, I'll say you're every time I do this with you, I see all these photos that none of them are mine, and so I'm motivated to level up my photography so I can get featured in this in the demo account. I gotta get better photos, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to do some
get out
training.
there, get featured in the account. So if we head over here, you'll see I've put in my login details, and now I'm back logged in. So it's very simple. As soon as the first time you upload or first time you launch the uploader, it'll ask you for that login for that account that you want connected to the uploader, and then once you're in there, there's really only two things you can do. Pretty much, upload. Let's talk about upload. So you click this upload tab here, and it will ask you what images you want to upload to your account. I have some images here that I've already chosen, some pictures from my kids from this summer. Now, once you've selected the images you want to upload, the next thing you have to do is tell it where you want to upload them to. So you're going to choose the gallery. So you can see down here at the bottom, it's asking you to choose which gallery. So when I click choose gallery, it takes me to a picker inside SmugMug, my SmugMug account. So it's showing all the galleries and folders that live in John Smiley's account. So I can choose one of those galleries, or hit the create button. I can choose to create a new folder and ultimately put a gallery inside that folder, or I can choose a new gallery to put these two. So I'm just going to put these ones in SmugMug Live as a test. And then you have some choices. You can choose the visibility of that gallery, as you can do with any gallery in your SmugMug account. You can choose for it to be public, unlisted, or private. Because these are pictures of my kids, let's just choose that as private for now. Hit create, and there you go. The gallery is created. Now all I have to do is hit upload, and those images will start uploading. And you can see here, little progress window where it's showing you what images you have uploaded. And this is where a lot of this work you were talking about earlier, Cosmo, is really happening in the back end now, right?
It is, yeah, and you know, something else that in the demo there that you touched on is the security, right? So I think as you're creating galleries, you know, for us, and we know for you as well, that security and the privacy and of your photos and the protection of your photos is our utmost importance for us, and we know it is for you as well. And so that's why we wanted to make sure that you know, privacy and security settings were right there front and center as you're creating your galleries. In the meantime, the network, all the work that we did now is essentially in play in the demo. So right now, we're, like you can see, that's already been uploaded. The speed of uploads has been improved, so those files can get up into your account really, really quickly.
Yeah, and these are high res JPEGs. So they've uploaded pretty quick, and they've uploaded while I'm also streaming a live show. So you might hear my fans going on the computer. Is working pretty hard at the moment to get these to get everything streamed out to you and images uploaded. But now they're uploaded. So why don't we head over to the SmugMug account, and just to prove everything, I will go to the organizer, and within our organizer, we should find a gallery. What did I call it? SmugMug Live, right here. Yeah. So click that. Boom. And there's wonderful family photos of my kids safely uploaded to SmugMug in a private gallery, so only I can see them, and all you folks, obviously, that I'm streaming them to. But you know, if I wasn't streaming, they're private to me, safely deposited in John Smiley's SmugMug account. So yeah, pretty straightforward to upload. Now, question for you. If I'm uploading thousands of images, which is very popular for wedding clients, event photographers, or I've come back from a big trip and I want to upload thousands of images. What's the science going on in the back end if I've told this uploader to upload thousands of images? Is it going to kill my computer for a week while it does it?
Not at all. So as you've noticed, and actually I think this demo is a really good example of that. Is we're live streaming right now. You're talking to me. We've got voice. We've got video going on. You've got a bunch of other, fairly heavy Windows and Chrome and other types of tools open and running all at the same time, and it still managed to upload those photos really, really quickly. So it'll do it in the background, and as you switch back over to the video so we can continue talking, it does it in the background. You'll want to leave your computer obviously open because it won't do it if you close your computer and turn it off. But as it's continuing to upload those files, and if you do need to pop off the internet or anything else to do something different, then it'll continue to upload once you're back.
Yeah, so it's pretty smart in the back end, and
exactly.
Especially Macs now are really good at sharing resources between apps and knowing which app is front and center and which is working in the background and that type of stuff. I'm just going to go over to the chat window because there's a really nice comment here from Paolo. It says, "You guys are welcome to use any of my pictures you want. Happy to share if it helps you." Paolo, give me a shout out in the chat window. Is it are you Paolo Casio from our SmugMug film? Because we made a wonderful film, a SmugMug film with Paolo, tribute to Valor, where we went to Hawaii with Paolo during one of the memorials at the Pearl Harbor there. So Paolo, give us a shout out if we're talking to the Paolo. That would be pretty cool. Whoa. Yeah, it'd be great to see you in the chat window there if it is you. It's been a while. So let's head back over to the uploader because there's some other things we can do. There's one other great feature. So we've uploaded lots of images, but there's this other little tab here called Auto Uploader. Tell us a little bit about the Auto Uploader, Cosmo.
Yeah, so one of the other super important things is which time you have to spend thinking about managing your photos, right? Like you should be able to be spending your time out there getting new photos and not spending a bunch of time thinking about, okay, did the thing upload into the place I need it to? Are my files protected? And are they getting into the right places in my SmugMug account? So what we want to do is make sure that in everywhere that it makes sense that we have this concept of auto upload. So in this case, it'll essentially watch a folder or watch a set of photos for you. And if you add new photos to that folder, it'll all right, great. You want to add those to the account that you have associated with your uploader, with the macOS app, and it'll continue to sort of monitor that for you and make sure that they're getting up there. So Alastair, if you added some more photos from the summer and you forgot to add them, if you had auto upload instead, it would be watching that folder and continuing to put them into that same private gallery for you.
Yeah, so I could literally choose that JPEG folder, which I had those images in, and I can add that folder, and it's going to send those images up. I already have them in another gallery, but it's now creating a new gallery. Where does it put these, Cosmo? Where are these images going?
Into an auto upload folder.
Yeah, which is private by default, correct?
Yes, exactly. Yep. The same as our two mobile apps. So iOS and Android both have an auto upload functionality as well, and we do the same thing. And so does Windows. Those are always private for you, so that you can just be the one to determine which ones you want to either make public by putting them into a public gallery and sort of managing that way. So this way, it keeps everything private and associated with you and your account first, and then gives you the power to say, you know what, actually these photos I think would be really great on the site. So let's go ahead and put them up there, or add them into an unlisted gallery so you can share them with friends and family or a client.
Yeah, and I know again previously on SmugMug Live, I've demoed the iOS app and showcased Auto Uploader from that. And yeah, this works exactly the same. It creates, if you haven't already uploaded, it will create the gallery called Auto Upload. So let's go refresh the page. Yeah, there we go. So you can see, if you look very closely here, you can see automatic iOS uploads. So that's coming from my mobile phone, my cell phone, but it's created this new one called Automatic macOS Uploader, which is this new folder, the JPEG
Yep.
that has all those same images in it, and then it's just going to constantly add. Every time there's a new image added to that folder, it's going to deposit it right here in that private gallery. And then the organizer, it's such a great place to organize images, move them about to other galleries. I can then go pick these images, pick them up, and deposit them in other places on my SmugMug account. So I love the auto uploader. It's a really great feature within, both the mobile and now the desktop app.
Exactly. And you can do multiple folders, so you can really keep track of. I use it a lot for we have a baby niece, and so we're taking lots of photos of her, and then we all want the family to be able to get access to them. And a great way to do that is to have a place that I dump them all into a single folder, and then boom, they get uploaded to the same place, and that gallery is then shared with just a small subset of folks that can see them, right? Because we want to keep them in full res, and in the SmugMug product, that's what we can do. You're not de-resing them by putting somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. You mentioned probably one of the biggest significant differences between the mobile auto uploader and this desktop uploader is the ability to watch multiple folders. On the mobile experience, it's just looking at your photos folder and it's depositing everything that's in there into the iOS automatic upload folder and then it sorts them by year and by month. Whereas here you can be a lot more nuanced. You can pick specific folders that you want to watch, and they'll deposit them. So yeah, great feature. A little comment there from Scott saying thank you for explaining auto upload. I was afraid to use it as I didn't want everything captured to upload. You can literally just choose a watch folder or several watch folders, so it's not uploading everything, just those things you want. And yeah, I guess you could go into Lightroom, edit those images, create master JPEGs, and then just drag those into that folder, drop them, and then it'll do the magic in the background. Pretty
exactly.
cool stuff.
So is one more opportunity for us to sort of remove things that you have to think about, and you can just know that it's going to be secure, it's going to be safe for you, and then we're taking care of you.
One thing I just want to check this with you. One thing our mobile auto uploader does, if I upload from my phone to my SmugMug gallery and I move an image from that private gallery into another gallery, it'll re-upload that image. So there's always a copy of it in the private upload folder. I'm assuming this probably works in the same way. I haven't actually tested that yet.
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I don't know the answer for it, but we could find out.
We'll go play there. We'll go play there, see if that if that's the same. So that way you always have a copy of everything that's in that watch folder within that private gallery, even if you've moved it somewhere else. But I'm assuming that logic is the same. But live demos we're here to be proven wrong, but
Exactly.
we'll check on that. I can hear the team, if they're watching, go, no.
What are you talking about?
What is this guy saying? I'm glad that auto uploader is there, and it's definitely a great feature on the desktop. So cool. Yeah. Right. Well, if there's no other questions, thank you for the few comments that are in there. But if there's no other questions about our uploader, we shall move on. It is, it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a pretty straightforward piece, and a lot of the hard work and the magic and the effort and the skill that's been put into this refresh, we don't really see on the front end, right? It's all happening in the back end.
Yeah, but I think it's a really great example of, we listen to our customers. We look at the reviews in the App Store. So that's one way you can let us know that if something's not working as well as you'd like it to. So we're looking at that. And this is a great example of, us taking a look at, hey, what are people saying about the issues and things that aren't as powerful for them? And we spent some time making sure that we're improving the product for you. So we are paying attention to you. So, please, rate the app. Write comments in there. We're looking at that, but also write into the heroes and let us know, where we can make improvements and look for other opportunities to provide that feedback. Because we regularly look at that to try and understand, hey, what should our focus be for the next couple of quarters, the next year, to help continue to improve the variety of products that we offer for our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Those reviews are really important to us, and we're listening on many fronts. Anywhere someone has comments to make, we are definitely listening to those. So if you're watching today and you download the uploader and you enjoy that experience, or if you have some feedback for us, then yeah, please use the App Store to give us a review, and hopefully it's 5 stars all the way.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Keep our fingers
And
crossed.
but if it's not, we love the candid feedback as well. It's how we
Absolutely.
get better. We
Absolutely.
can't improve unless we're told sort of where areas for improvement are, which is very important.
Yeah. So let's have a little recap of the wonderful year that was 2020. I know it was a very challenging year for everyone globally in the midst of, a huge once in a lifetime event, hopefully with the pandemic. And it changed everybody's life, including ours here at SmugMug. We've had to all work remotely, but I'm delighted to say we had a great, productive and very busy year. The team have been working relentlessly, albeit all from home. But it was a really, really productive year. Do you want to give us a little recap of some of the highlights for you?
Yeah, I'd love to. I think the big things that were really exciting are that we made a lot of beginning strides. So as we talked about in the last one of these sessions, we started to make a lot of the beginning strides towards improvements for how you can organize and find photos. And we know that it's not really about keeping your photos organized. It's about being able to find the photo that you want to find when you need it. At that moment you're out and about, you need to be able to find that client's photo and send it to them, or you want to be able to find that favorite photo of a family member and share it with them really quickly. And so we really focused on the beginning part of improvement there. So we launched the new photo, that new photo section. That's a great search opportunity. We're going to continue to think about that. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But we launched that. We launched the new navigation, that top global nav. So we launched that, which is enabling us to continue to make improvements to the product overall and sort of start making it easier to understand where to go to find things. As we just talked about, right? We launched the macOS app. We've made a bunch of improvements to our other integrations. So we now support Lightroom CC, and we also made it easier to share by starting to streamline the sharing workflow. So that's sort of on that front. But then also, on the selling side, we did some improvements there. So we improved address validation to really make sure that we were handling errors before an order is placed, because we don't want your clients to have mistakes, or even you as you're ordering your own photos to have those mistakes. We want to make sure it's getting to the right place. It's important, right? It's personal. These are your photos. We also did some improvements to the checkout experience to make it easier to go through that flow. And then lastly, there we added proof delay for digital downloads, which was a huge request we got from lots and lots of folks. And we finally got that out the door, so we're super excited to have gotten that into your hands and start getting feedback on sort of how that's going for you. So on the mobile front, as I mentioned, right, you can now edit photos and buy photos directly through the apps. We added some more gallery settings. We know that you want more power, more control over your gallery, so you can make those changes on the go. And we added support for downloading entire galleries, so you can get them straight into your mobile device. And then we also, the other big thing that happened last year is the iOS 14 came out, and so we needed to do a lot of work to support the new great functionality that iOS 14 provided, but also some under the hood work to improve the apps so that they work well on that.
Yeah, busy year, and it's just a small list of the many things that were tinkered with and improved over the year. But yeah, very interesting year to launch some of the things that are really going to be a foundation to an interesting 2021 for our users and their customers.
Exactly.
So yeah, what are some of the things? And I know we're going to have to talk very high level, to be frank with everybody, because we can't divulge as much as we would love to. Cosmo and I would tell you everything if we could, right?
I would. I love it.
Yeah.
But so here's, I think this is the fun stuff, right? So 2021 or 2020 was a foundational year for a lot of the stuff that we're doing. And so if you look at sort of where we're going with that and the story that it starts to tell, like I said, right, it's about finding your photos. It's about being able to access them. And so a big focus for us, and we've heard this now both from you as well as people, photographers that aren't on the platform yet, and we've heard this repeatedly, is it's still too hard to find my photographs from all the different places I have them. If I were at my desk, I'd pull out I've got a whole pile of all the hard drives with them in there. And I should have brought them with me, it's my favorite thing to do in the office when I'm like, here's why we're doing it, because I've got like 10 different hard drives in my desk that I have to try and figure out where a photo is. If I'm digging through those, right? So we want you to be able to access those in SmugMug and be able to find them very quickly, right? So it's our one of our first significant goals is this year is to make it easier to organize, find, and share your photos, right? So we know your libraries continue to expand, even though 2020 was tough. We know you were still out there taking photos and continuing to build that photo library of yours. We built our own photo libraries, continued to take photos as well. So we want to make it so that as these ever expanding, terabytes and terabytes of photos are getting out there, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them, that we're making it easier for you to find. So a lot of our focus in this year is going to be around that, making it easier for you to find your photos and keep them organized for yourself. It's not just about finding them though, right? So, it's finding them is great, but we also want your photos to continue to look as good as they possibly can. That's, one of what we do here is, your full resolution files access anywhere. And so if it's more than just being able to access, right, it has to look great. And that's the magic sauce. So we're going to continue to make some improvements in that and continue to refine the visual experience of the product over this year and look for more opportunities to really make your photos pop out as you're browsing them. And so if you're showing them off, we want to hear about it. We want to hear about how you're showing them off to your clients, your family, your friends. And so we're gonna really be focused on that. And then speaking of clients, we've heard loud and clear. People want it to be easier to hand off your photos to your clients. We're looking to make some improvements there, right? Super high level. Again, the details are still being worked out, but we know that's important for everybody. So we're going to focus on spending some time making some improvements around that.
Yeah, I mentioned there that one of the starting point is making it as easy as possible to get those images uploaded to SmugMug, but we're very well aware that that's just the starting point, and a huge part of what our customers need is that handoff, getting those images then in front of their clients as easily and as beautifully as possible, and that's the foundation that we've started. I'm going to go to the chat window before you continue, because
some questions, please.
No, we got a lovely comment. Kathy, thank you so much for your comment, because she mentioned something I don't think you mentioned in your recap. She mentioned, I love how you added 7 delay option for digital images. Yes, we did. We added digital proof delay to images. So now when you upload an image and someone buys it as a digital download, you can add a delay so that you can go in and retouch that image and tweak it, get that final image uploaded again before it then sends to the client. And that was a feature that I know got a lot of love last year. So Kathy, thank you for shouting out that you really enjoyed that as well.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that's and this is we love that love, because it helps, keeps us motivated, keeps us breathing and eating what we do over here, and so it's great to hear that feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, Kathy sends a love our way too. She's been with us since 2009, so a long time customer. Kathy, thank you so much. We really do appreciate you as a customer, and lovely comments like this that you've shared with us. So thank you for that.
Made my day. Thank you.
I'll let you continue with some of the things you were going to discuss about this year.
Well, so in the same, very similar vein there, this idea of, continuing to find opportunities to make it, make that client handoff even better. There's lots of ideas, but we'll be working on that for sure this year. And then, the last big one really for us is that we have, even more in store for our apps. So we've got, apps on all the Apple products. So iOS, TV, macOS, iPad OS, and we've got Windows, and we've got we're in the Android store, the Apple, or Google Play. So we have Android, and then because of that, we also are on Amazon Fire. So we've got a
our
lot of
apps
different
teams are
touch
busy.
points. They're very busy. So, because of that, though, it speaks to this concept of access anywhere, right? We want you to be able to show off, to be able to find, to be able to access your photos from anywhere that you happen to be. And that's the power of SmugMug, is this constant access and full res. You never have to worry about, losing a photo, or having that photo not look as good as you made it. Right, it's exactly how you made it. So, so in that vein, we're going to continue down the path of making our apps even easier to use. If anybody's on using Android, you'll have seen a sneak peek of some of that work that just launched yesterday.
New update
So we're
on
excited
Android.
to hear.
Yep.
Yep. So go update your apps there if they haven't already auto updated for you. So there's going to be some big significant improvements coming down the pipes for that, and then as well as iOS, we'll see some similar changes. So keep an eye on your app stores and your updates for those coming out here in the next month or so.
Yeah, there's some great comments here, Randy. Thank you for this question. Randy asks, what is the best way to share a photo in your SmugMug account to your Flickr account? And have you considered having an uploader that will allow you to upload to both services? Yeah, it's been an interesting time, obviously, with our acquisition of Flickr, and it's incredible to see how many customers have both SmugMug and Flickr. Obviously, we've been working at SmugMug for a long time to make it as easy as possible to get your images into SmugMug. We've only been at it a few years on the Flickr side. I'll just share this screen. At the moment, obviously, it is very straightforward to get your images from Flickr into your SmugMug account. Unfortunately, not quite as integrated as that on the Flickr side yet, getting them from your SmugMug account up to Flickr. But these are the type of comments we love to hear. It's not a new comment. We've heard it before, Randy, and it's a great comment. It's definitely something the teams are well aware of. And now that we own both those products, then, yeah, it's our mission to make it as easy as possible to get your images up there. We're not integrating the two products. They're staying as separate brands, but I definitely think there's lots of discussions that are happening about that very type of idea down the road sometime.
Absolutely, and that's the kind of kind of going back to what I mentioned earlier, is those kinds of keep that coming, because we pay attention to how much we're asked for things as well. And I think we didn't mention this, but I'm actually new to being the VP of product as of Monday. So one of the things that thank you. So something I'm now paying attention to is what are some of the things that we could do better between us and Flickr. So I'm chatting with my peer over on the Flickr side, and we're gonna spend some time thinking about what opportunities there are. So keep those kinds of comments coming, so that we can hear sort of where people are at and what they'd like to see.
Yeah, I didn't mention the title change under your name there, but his title has changed since he was last here on SmugMug Live. So congratulations on the promotion to VP of Product. I couldn't have wished for a better person to be at that helm. So
excited about all the cool stuff we're going to do. I'm super stoked. So I'm honored to be able to be here and be in service of this great photography community. It's really, truly, having been here now at SmugMug for a couple of years, and getting this opportunity to step into this leadership role and be here in service of this community is really humbling.
Yeah, and I know we'll, if you're watching, we'll be getting Cosmo on the show more if we can, when he's able to tell us more about these cool things that are coming. So I'm going to go through some of these comments. Unfortunately, some of them we don't have a great answer for, but it's warts and all here on SmugMug Live. Scott asked question, I see a lot of calendars during the holidays. I would love to have the option to have clients and family members be able to make custom calendars via my galleries. Is this possible? Well, unfortunately, at the moment, it's not something we offer as a SKU in our e-commerce solution. But it's a great comment. It's something, again, I'm sure we've heard before. And, it's definitely something Cosmo and I will take back to some of the team and let them know that, we saw that comment today. And again, keep those comments coming, because we want to make sure we can offer as much as possible to you, so that you can sell them to your clients, basically.
Gosh, now that you've said that, I want that. I want to be able to buy your photos on our calendar. That sounds
See,
awesome.
that's
I'm going to
great.
go
Yeah.
chat with some folks.
Get the VP of product in here and then get his juices flowing with ideas. Bill makes a comment. Any plans to update the Lightroom plugin? Well, Bill, I personally think our plugin is incredibly rock solid on the Lightroom classic front. It really is, and we hear it all the time from our customers just how incredible that plugin is, and I use it literally on a daily basis. So I would love to know what you mean by update that, but I know we're working very hard on the CC version of that plugin. We've already launched the foundations of that as the world moves more into the cloud side with Lightroom as well. So yeah, there'll be lots of progress made with the CC version of that plugin.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what sort of improvements you'd like to see there, because we are doing some more improvements to that in the next couple of months, and the specifics, I can't really get into, but there's a bunch of other sort of back end stuff that we're doing to improve that flow. So keep those kind of comments coming. Let us know what you'd like to see in that connection be improved.
Yeah, absolutely. Some shout outs coming in. Jerry's joining us from San Diego, one of my favorite parts of the world. Love San Diego. Very excited to have Jefferson Graham join us in the chat. Hi, Jefferson. Jefferson, as you know, has just finished a long stint as technical presenter at USA Today, and is moving on to pastures new. And in fact, Jefferson is going to be joining me here on the show next month for a little chat about Jefferson's future in the photographic world. So yeah, he's joining us. That'll be great, and is already asking lots and lots of questions about what he wants to see. Jefferson says he would love to see the SmugMug Flickr double upload. Again, something that we've heard many, many times. We don't have any plans at the moment to announce anything, but we're definitely listening. And one of our desires is to make it as easy as possible. And then he has another request for Search in the Organizer. Maybe can you speak to anything about Search in the Organizer, Cosmo?
It kind of goes to what I mentioned at the top of the look ahead, which is continuing to make it easier to find your photos. There's a lot of ways we're gonna be thinking about that in the coming couple of quarters. Really, like pretty much the bulk of this year is going to be spent making improvements to finding photos. So keep an eye out for that coming up. Lots of improvements to various parts of the product to help you find those photos.
Yeah, and Jefferson, as soon as I was trying to describe what you did at USA Today, I couldn't get the word out. He was the tech columnist at USA Today, and a very greatly respected force in the tech world. So it's great to see you on here. A real pleasure to have you joining us today. So while we have you here, Cosmo, there's lots of requests coming in. I'm just going to let you know them. This is one of mine. Randy, this is also a request of mine. How about a plugin for Capture One? We are really good friends with Capture One, and it would be great not just to have an incredible plugin for Lightroom, but for Capture One. And then Brian says plugin for Affinity Photo. So people really, really want to get images up to SmugMug from their favorite photo editing software.
Yeah. And that's good to again, it's good to hear the kinds of like what are those tools you're using, and keep that coming so we can think about what should the rest of that extension ecosystem look like for us. Like I said, we have we have apps on a bunch of stuff, plugins for a lot of things, and we're continuing to look for ways to expand that to make sure that your workflows is as seamless as possible in SmugMug.
Yeah, and to be quite frank, we have so many things that we could be working on, and we don't have endless resources of manpowers and designers and engineers, so we have to work on the prioritized things. So hopefully I know people understand why we focus so much on the Lightroom plugin, because it is such a highly used product, Lightroom, and within our industry. So that's why we have such a robust one from there. But yeah, we definitely hear you loud and clear that people use other products and want to upload from those products. So yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
thank you for that feedback. Another shout out from Scott for Affinity. A lot of people using that. Well, I think we'll give a shout out for the last questions. Get them in very, very quickly because we're about to wrap things up here. Cosmo has a lot of work to be getting on with. So we need to... I can't keep him here all day, otherwise all his teams will be screaming, "Where's Cosmo? Where's Cosmo?" But thank you for that insight into, the sort of key areas that you're going to be focusing on in the coming year. I definitely look forward to having you back on the show when we can be a bit more open about exactly what some of those features are. And in fact, let's have you back on here when we launch some of them, or some of your team back on here when we launch some of them, because I think it's a great part of SmugMug Live to let the audience, like you watching at home, see exactly what we're doing, but also ask us pretty direct questions about what we're doing. We are here to listen to the community. So, Cosmo, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to your busy schedule. Again, congratulations on becoming VP. In fact, Kathy gave you a shout out. Congratulations, Cosmo.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you.
Scott says, thank you both. Great information. Looking forward to 2021. We're already here. It is 2021. And we have hit the ground running. I know it's been really busy this month. And in the coming weeks and months ahead, we will let you know about some cool things. Right.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Alastair.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. This is the last show of the week. I look forward to some of you joining me next week. But before then, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification. That way we will notify you whenever we release another episode here. Keep an eye out for that episode coming with Jefferson Graham later in February. Jefferson, I think we said somewhere around the 19th, so we just need to firm that date up. Looking forward to having a great chat with Jefferson about his photo walks and what lies ahead now that he's no longer tech columnist. And now that he's a lot more time on his hands to do what he loves and what he's passionate about. If you've enjoyed the show, give us a thumbs up. It always helps everything we do here on SmugMug Live. But other than that, Cosmo, thank you, sir. We'll see you soon. Everybody, wherever you are in the world, stay safe, be good, be kind, look after each other, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye, everyone.